let's look at expansions in algebra. This is very important for students who are in class 7, 8, who are building their concepts around algebra, right? This is going to be used a lot in your mathematics going forward, and this is the foundation for algebra. So let's get started. So we all know, right? You guys might be knowing by now, a plus b times a plus b, right? If somebody asks you what is a plus b whole square, they immediately are going to tell you a square plus b square minus 2ab. Sorry, plus 2ab. Okay, that's the formula. Okay, now a minus b times a minus b, which is a minus b whole square. This is nothing but it's a square plus b square minus 2ab. Okay, understanding these two basic formulas will help you to understand expansions. When we are going to expand it to 3 variables, 4 variables, it becomes very easy. You don't have to do a lot of multiplication. For if suppose tomorrow they give you a plus b whole to the power 4, it becomes easy to use this particular formula and get the answer faster, instead of multiplying a plus b into a plus b into a plus b and into a plus b. So how do you get this one, a plus b into a plus b? How do you get this? Let's look at 2 ways. I'm going to prove it. Okay, the first thing is that these are 2 expressions which are multiplying with each other. So what do? If I write it like this, a plus b times a plus b, what do? You multiply this into this, 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 and you get that one, right? You get that expression. So let's do it in a normal algebraic fashion, right? Let's resolve it. So a plus b times a plus b. Can I write it like this? I'll take this a, right? This should be equal to, I'll just write this a. This a should be multiplied with the entire expression like this. Done. Now you're left with plus b. Put it plus b over here. Then again multiply a plus b. So now open up. What do you get? A into a square, plus a into b, you'll get ab, plus b into a. It is ba, but you normally write it in an alphabetical order. That's why you write it as ab. And b into b, you get b square. So what does this add up to? This gives you a square plus 2ab plus b square. Look at it, it's the same. We remember it as like this, a square plus b square plus 2ab. Remember, okay? One more way to prove this one is that, let's take a square, right? I'll take a square and what I do is that I break it down into 2 squares over here, like this. Okay, suppose the length of this one is a, this one, and this is b. So this becomes a again, this is a, again this one is b over here, right? Similarly, this is b. Look at it. So we have the dimensions. This big square is a. This becomes a rectangle. I'll name it as number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. Look at it. Okay. So let me mark these also. B. This is a. This is b. Okay. Now look at it. You have 4 different shapes over here. Okay. Let's consider only the first one. What is the area of a? Area of 1. Area of 1 will be length into breadth, which is a times a square. Area of 2. Area of 2. b into a will give you ab. Area of 3, which is b into b is b square, and area of 4 again is equal to how much? A into B is equal to AB. So when you add all of them, right, you should get the area of the total square over here, right? What is that total square if you look at it? What's the length of this one? That is a plus b. And what is the width of that one? It is again a plus b. And on the right side, what do you get? You get a square plus b square plus 2ab. That's how you get that formula. Okay, understood? Similarly, you can prove this formula as well. You basically, what you do is that you take this entire length as a and you remove this length from here, a minus b. If you do it, then you're going to get the same one over here. Okay, understood? These two formulas are very important. Remember, it's going to help you massively in your mathematics journey throughout your life. And these are your stepping stone. These two formulas are your stepping stone to learn bigger formulas. Okay. Now there is one more identity called when I multiply a plus b times a minus b. Okay. I'm changing the sign over here. So let's do the math the way we have expanded it, right? A times a minus b plus b times again a minus b. So when you open up this one, what do you get? You get a square minus ab plus ab and you get a minus b square. So these two gets cancelled out. It's always equal to a square minus b square. This is one more identity which you should remember along with these two for doing problems in a much more simpler fashion. If you remember this formula, it will be helpful for you to do a lot of things very easily. Okay, you'll get a lot of problems like this in your classes where you should bring the expression in this particular format to factorize it this way. Remember this one. Okay, so you understood these three. Now let's move forward. The next step, right? You might have seen a lot of problems like this. If x plus 1 by x is equal to 2, find x square plus 1 by x square. Or they will say find x cube plus 1 by x cube. Or they will say x to the power 4 plus 1 by x to the power 4. Or they will say x to the power 5 plus 1 by x to the 4. You might have seen these kind of problems. So let's see how to tackle these kind of problems. Okay. Before that, let's understand this one. Let's understand this. Now, you know that a plus b, by now you should be knowing that a plus b whole square is nothing but a square plus b square plus 2ab. Now what I'm going to do over here is the simple, instead of remembering a lot of formulas, right, I'm going to replace here a is equal to x, I'll put a equal to x and b is equal to 1 by x in this expression. Look at it, what do you get? So this becomes, on the left side, it will become x plus 1 by x whole square. Look at it. I replaced a by x and b by 1 by x. On the right side, what will happen? This is a square, which is x square. This is b square. b is 1 by x, so this will become 1 by x square. Plus 2 times, you have a 2 times x multiplied by 1 by x. So these two cancel out. What do you get? You get x square plus 1 by x square plus 2. Okay, so do you need to remember this formula? No. You can use this particular formula to find. But as and when you keep doing problems, you will always know what's happening over here. You will always get to know that this is what it is. So similarly, x minus 1 by x whole square will be what? With the same logic, it will be same. X square plus 1 by x square, it will be minus 2, because a minus b, if it is a minus b whole square over here, you get a minus over here, right? It becomes minus 2. Remember this one. Okay, these are easier things to expand and understand what's happening. Okay, now moving forward, let's expand this further. If they ask you to find out a plus x times b plus x, Okay, what are you going to do over here? You need to remember this formula. Let's expand it. A times b plus x plus x times b plus x. Similar, I can do this. So look at it, what do I get? I get ab, right, plus ax plus, this is b times x, so I'm always going to write it in alphabetical order, and then this becomes x square. So what do you get over here? If you look at it, I'll remember this formula as x square plus, here x is common between these two. Look at it. I can write it as x times a plus b plus ab. Okay. This should be equal to the same as like this. Look at it. I can write this as x plus a and I can write this as x plus b. Now, if they give you a problem like this, right? Suppose tomorrow they give you a problem. Expand x plus 5 times x minus 3. Are you going to multiply it like that? If I remember this particular formula, I should be able to do this problem directly. What do you have? Plus a and plus b. What is a here? A is equal to 5 here and b is equal to minus 3 over here. I'm going to just replace that one over there. So if this is x plus 5, x minus 3, I'm going to write it as x square. This is plus x, I'll leave it as plus x. In the bracket, what do you have? I have a 5. This is plus and this is minus, so it will become minus over here. And then I have a plus over here. This will be plus 5 times minus 3. Look at it. My life becomes much more easier. It's x square. This is 2 plus 2x and this becomes minus 15. So plus into minus 15 will be minus 15. That's your answer. You can get it directly by just knowing this formula. Remember this one. Okay, this is an important formula which you should remember. Okay. Now one more in squares. There is one more in squares when you have 3 variables, right? When you have 3 variables. So they might ask you, what's the value of x plus y plus z whole square? Okay. You might be knowing the formula by now, but even if you don't remember it, right? What do you need to do over here? I'll treat this as a and I'll treat this as b. Okay, so what do you have? A plus b ka whole square, what do you know? It is a square plus b square plus 2ab. We know this formula. Now replace the value of a and b. What did we take over here? A is x, so I'm going to write it as x square plus what is b? B is y plus z. I'll put it as y plus z ka whole square plus 2 times a is x again times what is b? Y plus z. Let's expand this. Now again we know this is x square. Y plus z ka whole square is what? Y square plus z square plus 2yz based on this formula. Okay. Plus you get a 2xy over here and this becomes 2xz. So can we arrange it in a proper way so that we can remember what is x plus y plus z ka whole square? It is nothing but x square plus y square plus z square plus it is 2xy plus 2yz plus 2xz. Look at it. Okay, I can write this as like this also. X square plus y square plus z square plus 2 times, I can take 2 common because it's common in all the terms, xy plus yz plus xz. So this is your formula. You need to remember this as well, because there will be a lot of problems. They are going to either give you this quantity or this quantity or this quantity. There are 3 terms over here if you look at it. This is one term, this is one term, and this is another term. They'll give you with the value of this and this, they'll ask you to find this. They might give you this and this, they'll ask you to find this. They'll give you this and this, they'll ask you to find this. So always better to remember this one. Now the variation of this one, look at it. Now you know what's the formula of this. Now see how you can vary. If there are minus sign involved, right, how can you directly put the values instead of expanding it fully? Suppose they give you, you know that x plus y plus z ka whole square is, you know by now, it's x square plus y square plus z square plus 2 times xy plus yz plus zx. This is what you know. Now they have in a problem they have given expand. If they have given you a problem, expand, okay, 2a minus 3b minus 5c ka whole square. Are you going to do the math? Are you going to multiply them manually? No, I am not going to do it. See, look at here. What is x? X is equal to 2a. What is y? Y is equal to minus 3b. And what is z? Z is equal to minus 5c. I'm going to use this formula, replace the value and get the answer. So you know that again, if you take this one over here, I'll put it like this. 2a minus 3b minus 5c का whole square is nothing but it is x square. X क्या है? 2a whole square plus it is y square. Y is minus 3 minus 3b whole square plus what is z? Z is minus c minus 5c minus 5c whole square plus 2 times, right? 2 times it is x into y. What is x? X is 2a. What is y? It is minus 3b plus 2 again because this 2 has to be multiplied. It is minus 3b times minus 5c and then again plus 2zx. What is z? Minus 5c and ax is 2a. Now open up. What do you get? So this one, if we take it here, right? 2a ka whole square is 4a square. Got it? Resolved. Then this minus 3b ka whole square, minus 3 into minus 3 is minus 3 into minus 3 becomes plus 9. So the sign will be plus 9b square. Similarly, minus 5 is 25 plus 25. So this becomes 25c square. Now look at it here. When you are multiplying this, don't forget the negative sign. Otherwise, it's going to haunt you later. You'll get everything wrong. So plus into minus will become minus. 2 2s are 4, 4 3s are 12. 12 times AB, right? Similarly, plus into minus is minus, minus into minus becomes plus. So 2 3s are, so plus sign, put the plus sign. 2 3s are 6, 6 5s are 30. 30 BC. Here, plus into minus is minus, minus into plus is plus, minus. So you put a minus, 2 5s are 10, 10 2s are 20, 20 AC. Look at it. Your life becomes easy. Right? By using this formula, you don't have to remember any other formula. You don't have to remember x minus y minus z ka whole square kya hai, x plus y minus z ka whole square kya hai. You don't have to remember. You need to remember one formula and use it for your problem solving. Okay? Now look at let's look at some cube formulas. We have seen earlier the square formulas of 2 variables and 3 variables. Let's look at some cube formulas. Okay, so these are things which you need to remember so that you'll be able to do problems much faster. If you remember these formulas by heart, right? And these are the formulas you have to remember. There is no other way. Okay, so let's look at it. A plus b whole cube. A plus b whole cube is what? A plus b times a plus b times a plus b, right? When you get these kind of problems, what are you going to do? If you know the formula beforehand, right, it will be very easy to solve problems. So what do you get? You get a cube plus 3a square b plus 3ab square plus b cube. Okay? How do you want to remember this formula in an easier way? It can be remembered in this way. You write it as a cube plus b cube, right? Plus 3ab times a plus b. Look at it. Because you have 3ab common in these two terms, I have taken that one out and I put it over here. So, makes sense? A plus b whole cube will be a cube plus b cube plus 3 times ab times a plus b. Remember this one, okay? Similarly, if I want to do a minus b whole cube, what do I get? I have to just replace minus b in this particular formula, right? The plus b becomes minus b over here. So let's replace b with minus b. So a cube remains a cube. This one will be minus b ka whole cube plus 3 times a will remain a because a is positive. Then you have a minus b over here. And then in the bracket you have a and this plus b becomes b over here. Look at it. So if you open up, what do you get? A cube minus b to the power 3 times. Minus will be multiplied 3 times. So it becomes a minus. So this becomes a cube minus b cube. Okay. Here if you look at it, plus into minus, this becomes minus 3ab times a minus b. Now look at this formula, both these formulas, and see what has changed. You have a plus over here, everything is a plus over here, right? Very clear? You have a minus and every term has a minus over here. All the pluses are replaced by minus over here. So these two formulas are very key to remember when you do cube root kind of problems. For example, tomorrow if they give you a problem like this, example, let's take an example. They give you a problem like this, 7x plus 9y whole cube. Are you going to go ahead and multiply that 3 times? No, you are not supposed to do that. So treat this as a and treat this as b. So what do you have from the formula? What do you have? It's a cube plus b cube plus this one. Can you just replace those values over here? So just put it like this, 7x whole cube plus 9y whole cube plus it's 3 times a, which is 7x, times b, which is 9y, and in the bracket it is 7x plus 9y. Okay, so just open up now. When you are opening up these, right, remember that the cube root applies to both of these. So first you need to do for 7. 7 into 7 is 49. 49 into 7 will become 243. If I am not wrong, it will become 243x cube. If you don't know the value, it's better to do it on the right side and put it over here. Similarly, 9 into 9 will become 81. 81 into 9 will become 729. 729y cube, right? Plus, now put this plus because there are no minuses, we don't have to worry about. 3 into 7 is 20. 3 into 7 is 21. 21 into 9. 21 into 9 will be 189. 189 xy times 7x plus 9y. This should be your answer. Simple, right? It's very simple to do this way whenever you get these problems. Similarly, if you get something like say 5x minus 3y, right, a whole cube, you can do the same thing. What are you going to do? 5x ka whole cube minus 3y ka whole cube minus 3 times your 5x times 3y, because that is a cube plus b cube, a cube minus b cube minus 3 times a b, see, minus 3 times a b times 5x minus 3y. So just expand this, you get 125 x cube minus 27y cube, right, minus 3 5s are 15, 15 3s are 45, 45 xy times 5x minus 3y. Okay, simple. So let's go further. So if you look at it, right, you might have seen a lot of problems where they ask you to, like, they give you x plus 1 by x, right, they ask you to calculate x cube plus 1 by x cube, right? Do you need to remember these formulas? Similarly here, in the negative one, what they do is that they give you x minus 1 by x and they ask you to calculate x cube minus 1 by x cube. So do you want to remember another set of formulas like this? You don't have to do anything of that sort. Just replace over here. Just put it x, you put a as x and put b as 1 by x whole cube. See what do you get? So you get x cube plus 1 by x cube, right? Plus 3 times x into 1 by x, because a is x and b is 1 by x. And inside it will be x plus 1 by x. Look at it. So these two gets cancelled. What's the formula you get for this one? X plus 1 by x whole cube gives you, it is x cube plus 1 by x cube plus 3 times x plus 1 by x. So that's the reason they give you the value of x plus 1 by x. They give you some value, some number, and they ask you to calculate this. Look at it. If you just put this one in bracket, right? They have already given the value of this, they have already given the value of this. You need to replace, you need to substitute that value and calculate this. So similarly, when you do it for a negative one, right? A minus b whole cube, do the same thing. It is x minus 1 by x. I'm doing the same thing. I'm replacing a by x and b by 1 by x. So what do you get? You get x cube minus 1 by x cube minus 3 times x into 1 by x times x minus 1 by x. So these two gets cancelled. What do you get? You get x cube minus 1 by x cube, right? Put it in a bracket, minus 3 times it is x minus 1 by x. Look at it. So if you look at it, right, that's why they give you the value of x minus 1 by x and ask you to calculate this. You should be able to calculate this because they have already given you these two. Right? Replace the value of that, x minus 1 by x. Suppose they have given it to be some number, some natural number. Put it over here and calculate this value. Right? So now one more variation to this is that what you can do is that you can, when you put the value over here, right, you are anyhow going to bring this on this side and subtract it. Similarly, you are going to bring this value over here and add it. So you will be able to get this value. Remember that. Okay, that is how you do cube root problems. Now let's move forward. We'll look into a couple of more formulas related to cubes. So what we have learnt is a plus b whole cube, we got it as a cube plus b cube plus 3ab times a plus b, right? But in some of the problems, they might ask you to calculate this by giving the value of this a plus b. But they might give you a value of something else as well. So let's see how we can frame this one. Okay. Can I do this? I'm going to write the left side on the right side, whatever is there, the expression on the right side on the left, and I'll put it this way. I'll just reverse them. I'm going to put it like this. A cube plus b cube plus 3ab times a plus b is equal to a plus b whole cube. Right? Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to only find the value for this. Okay, I'll leave this one over here. I'll leave it on the left side. A cube plus b cube is equal to, I'm going to put a plus b whole cube minus, I'm taking this one on the right side. So it becomes minus 3ab times a plus b. Look at it. I can do that. Okay, so you have one formula in this particular format. You should be able to use this particular format whenever they give you the value of a plus b and ab. Then you'll be able to find the value of this, right? It's possible by doing that. There is one more variation to this formula. Look at it. Now, if you treat these as two different terms, right? What do you find common in this one? Do you find anything common? There is a plus b which is common in both these terms. Can I write that one outside? I'll write it outside. Okay, what am I left here in this one? In the first term, I am left with a plus b whole square because I have taken one quantity outside and I am putting one here. And what are you left over here? You are left with minus 3ab. Okay, so let's go ahead and resolve this. What do you get? Leave this one as is outside, and now I'm going to open this bracket. What do you get? A plus b ka whole square is what we did earlier. It is a square plus b square plus 2ab minus 3ab. Okay, if I put it like that. Now, what do I get? A plus b times I get a square plus b square minus ab. Look at it, because plus 2ab minus 3ab will give me this. So this is one more formula which you should remember. You are definitely going to remember this formula for a plus b whole cube. You can also remember this particular formula. So what they do in problems is that to confuse you, when are you going to use this particular formula? When they have given you the value of a plus b and ab. Remember that, okay? In this particular case, when are you going to use this formula? When they gave you the value of this and a value of the entire equation of this one. You can do that. You can use this one and find the value of it. Remember that one. They will always confuse you by giving the value of this entire equation, entire expression, whatever it is. Okay. So similarly, when we do it for a minus b whole cube, right? If you look at it, if I just replace this by minus sign over here, if I just replace this as minus sign over here, what happens? Not this one. Oh, let me show it to you, not to confuse you guys. So we learned earlier that a cube minus b cube minus 3ab times a minus b is equal to a minus b whole cube. We learned this. I just reversed the formula. I wrote it in the single step, right? So now, similarly, what I can do, I will leave it over here, this one, a cube minus b cube. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this entire quantity to the other side. What does it become? It becomes a minus b whole cube plus 3ab times a minus b. Look at it. So if they ask you to find this quantity by giving a minus b and ab, you should be able to use this particular formula, right? You can do that. Now look at it. In these two terms again, what is common in these two terms? There are two terms. You have one term over here followed by another term over here. These are two terms. Can I take a minus b out? I'll take a minus b out. Okay, what am I left with here? I'm left with a minus b ka whole square and I'm left with plus 3ab over here. Right? Let's expand this again the same way as we did earlier. So what does this become? A minus b ka whole square is a square plus b square minus 2ab and this is plus 3ab. So when you resolve, what do you get? It is a minus b times a square plus b square plus ab. This is because here you have a plus 3ab minus 2ab. So this is one more formula. You need to basically think through that which formula am I supposed to use, whatever is given in the particular question. So let's summarize now. So what are the formulas we have seen for cube roots? This is very important. Okay. So we saw a plus b whole cube is a cube plus b cube plus 3ab times a plus b. We saw one formula. That is one formula. Then we saw a formula a minus b whole cube. The only thing which changes is that replace everything by minus over here. Good. Then we saw the formula for these two. So a cube plus b cube. If I want only this quantity over, what do? I put this one a plus b whole cube minus I am taking this entire quantity to the other side. Simple. If you know the basics, right, you will be able to, if you don't remember the formula also in the examination hall or anywhere when you're doing it, right, you can do it yourself. You can just replace them. Similarly, a cube minus b cube. Here, if I want this quantity, what is that? It is a minus b whole cube plus 3, because this is a minus 1. When you take it to the other side, it will become plus 3ab times a minus b. Now, these two have this formula. We have seen one more formula. What is that? This is nothing but it's a plus b times a square plus b square minus ab, remember here. And this will become a minus b times a square plus b square plus ab. This is what you need to remember. There are two formulas for these quantities. One is this formula and another is this formula. Okay, so similarly, when you put x, right, in this one, if you put a is equal to x and you put b is equal to x cube. Oh, sorry. So what do you get? You get x cube plus 1 by x cube will be equal to what? Here, it will be x plus 1 by x ka whole cube minus 3 x into 1 by x, that cancels out. You are left with only x plus 1 by x here. And when you put the same thing over here, what does it become? It becomes x plus 1 by x times, this is x square plus 1 by x square minus 1, remember, because a into b will cancel out. So similarly, x cube minus 1 by x cube will be equal to what? It will be x minus 1 by x ka whole cube plus 3 times x minus 1 by x is equal to, this will become x minus 1 by x times x square plus 1 by x square plus 1. Look at it. Make sense? It's easy to remember now. Okay, this is how you do it. So let's look at a cubic equation, a cubic expression, right, which has 3 variables. So this is one more very important formula which you need to remember to tackle a lot of problems. For example, what did we see in a plus a cube plus b cube? We saw it as a plus, one of the formulas was like this, right? A square plus b square minus ab. So similarly, you can have an equation where you need to find out the value of a cube plus b cube plus c cube. They can ask you this one as well. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to use the same thing and put the formula for this one. Look at it. So a cube plus b cube plus c cube is nothing but it is a plus b plus c times it is a square plus b square plus c square minus ab minus bc minus ca, and there is one more term additional to this one which is basically plus 3abc. Remember this. Remember this always. Okay. One more variation to this one is that you will always note that there will be problems where they will do, you need to remember this formula for sure for once, okay? There will be problems where they'll give you a condition. If a plus b plus c is equal to 0, okay, they'll ask you to calculate a cube plus b cube plus c cube. This is what they are going to give you. Now, if you look at the equation above, right, if I replace this value by 0, look at it. It's a product. This is a product over here of this into this. And if I put the value as 0 over here, 0 into something will become 0. So what happens is that if you look at it, now in that particular case, this value a cube plus b cube plus c cube will become equal to 3abc. Remember this always. Remember this. This is an identity which you need to remember. Your life becomes much more easier. Okay, if you want to see an example, right, let's put some values of ABC. Let's say A is equal to, I put it as -5, B is equal to 2 and C equal to 3. So look at it, what do you get when you add all these three? You get a 0. Look at it, A plus B plus C is equal to 0. That is what you get it. Now let's plug those values over here and check it whether this theorem works fine or not. So left hand side, what do I have over here? Left hand side I have AQ plus BQ plus CQ, right? So AQ, A is -5, I put a -5, plus B is 2 to the power 3, plus C is 3 to the power 3, right? What do I get? -5 to the power 3 times will give you -125, right? Plus 8, 2 to the power 3 is 8, plus 3 to the power 3 is 27. So what do you get? 27 plus 8 is 35. So when I remove 35 from here, what do I get? I get -90 on the left hand side. So let's go to the right hand side. What do you have on right hand side? Right hand side is equal to 3ABC. 3ABC. So let's put the values. So A is -5, B is 2 and C is 3. Let's multiply. So 3 into -5 is -15. -15 into 2 is -30. -30 into 3 is -90. Look at it. These two values are same. So this is the identity. Remember this one very well because you're going to get a lot of problems with this particular condition. If A plus B plus C equal to 0, give me the value of AQ plus BQ plus CQ. So AQ plus BQ plus CQ will become equal to 3ABC because this entire thing becomes 0. 0 plus something is always that value.